Abundance, equity, ecology. Do you ever wonder what social and intellectual movements exist which imagine a life beyond destructive capitalism and state socialism? In an era of ecological collapse, degrowth has emerged as one of the leading radical proposals for a socio-ecological transformation based on these principles. While there are different streams of degrowth thinking, some more radical and some more moderate, in one definition by the Research and Degrowth Network, it can be defined as an equitable downscaling of production and consumption that increases human well-being and enhances ecological conditions at the local and global level. Many despise the name, arguing that it sounds negative and unappealing, and will therefore be politically unpalatable to a general audience. Advocates of degrowth, however, have long noted that there are advantages to this divisiveness. Unlike terms such as sustainable development, degrowth is difficult to co-opt. It is a missile word, primed for provoking and sustaining important conversations. Finding particular strength in France, Southern Europe, and more recently beyond these areas, as Kallis and March put it, degrowth is an advanced reincarnation of the radical environmentalism of the 1970s, positioned against the apolitical consensus on sustainable development. The term was first used by Giorgos in 1972 when he asked during a debate, "Is global balance, which is conditional upon non-growth or even degrowth of material production, compatible with the survival of the capitalist system?" In more recent years, as one observer writes, different networks converged slowly to anchor the concept of degrowth, which functioned as a public space for the expression and focusing of initiatives, voluntary simplicity, non-violent communities, neo-rurals, agroecology, the solidarity economy, anti-advertising collectives, post-development, etc. Degrowth is both critique and proposal. It is a critique of economic systems which assume the possibility of infinite growth on a finite planet, while being a proposal for a radical reduction of resource use while living well and protecting social bonds. On the side of the critique, degrowthers show how capitalist growth has come at the expense of human and non-human communities. It has grown by externalizing its costs. That is, forcing the true costs of production and economic activity onto non-human nature and subjugated peoples around the world. Despite vast economic growth in the last century, key indicators of social well-being are static or falling. All the while, the ecological crisis breaks new records each year. A rising tide does not lift all boats, as the analogy goes. The political ecologist and degrowth advocate Susan Paulson notes, "I live in a country with one of the highest GDPs and largest material and energy budgets in the world, in absolute and per capita measures. Yet comparative data do not indicate that the United States enjoys more abundant well-being than many other nations, measured in terms of life expectancy, gun deaths, incarceration rates, happiness, mental health, literacy, social equity, child labour, murder, suicide, addictions, obesities, or maternal and infant mortality." On the side of the proposal, despite being caricatured as an ecological politics of deprivation or austerity, degrowth is actually a positive vision for renewed abundance through regenerative, sustainable, and just ecological livelihoods. In her recent article, Paulson highlights 3 objectives shared by degrowth researchers and practitioners. Number 1, decrease global quantities of material and energy use. Number 2, curb cultural and personal obsessions with growth. And number 3, reorient societies around equitable well-being and regeneration of humans and other nature. Advocating for degrowth is intentionally utopian or Nowtopian, if we take it to mean imagining a preferable system to the status quo, albeit not a perfect, flawless, or blissfully timeless one. To help in understanding this, Kallis and March turn to actually existing, albeit partial, degrowth Nowtopias, such as the Cooperativa Integral Catalana, founded in 2010, which boasts thousands of participants, and offers an integrative structure for producers and consumers of organic food and artisanal products, residents of eco-communes and squats, cooperative enterprise and regional networks of exchange. The cooperative, whose main mission is to antagonize capital by building cooperative structures in the Catalan economy, spreads democratic commons-based organizations through self-replication and networking, rather than growth or scaling up per se. In the book, The Future is Degrowth, A Guide to a World Beyond Capitalism, the authors note that while visions of a degrowth society might appear open-ended, unresolved, politically contested, and sometimes even contradictory, its proponents actually elaborate many clear political proposals and platforms. Critics might disagree with these platforms and the diverse reformist and revolutionary politics they are grounded upon, which I will explore more in future videos, but they can no longer pretend that they don't exist. Instead, as Kallis and March put it, only a collective self-limitation, premised on sharing the commons, dissolves scarcity and opens up the possibility for a society that is not capitalist. The intriguing idea behind degrowth is that we do not need to develop to get enough, because we already have, and in a sense always had enough. What we need is to struggle for the institutions that will allow us to live with enough. And as always, if you would like to see more about topics like this, subscribe and have a look around elsewhere on the channel.